what appetite is there for early human proof of concept based on biomarkers? You know, I think we covered that. It's going to be in that phase 1B kind of situation. David, do you want to comment on if you guys view it the same way I laid out, or you have a slightly different take?
No, I mean, again, no.
No? This is a great panel. So, Tracy, I have a question for you. How does pharma view early studies that may be focused on specific subgroups of dry eye? Is that something where Pfizer kind of wants another Lipitor? We take it all, whether they need it or not, or we want to focus on, let's say somebody has a narrow group that's really going to hit, but it's not the whole pie.
Yeah, I mean, we have a philosophy of, going back to the previous conversation, the opportunity drives the deal. So if the opportunity right now is in a small subpopulation, that would still be attractive to us if the mechanism has the legs to go further. So it's not that, maybe if you land with an orphan indication, that could be a nice entry point to have something on the market, build out with some smaller indications, and then grow the asset over time. So that would be certainly something we would look at. But in terms of exit partnering, your previous slide talked about where you are in the mix, the amount of risk that still remains. That would just be incorporated into the final decisions. So again, our mantra really is the opportunity drives the deal.
How does pharma view early and smaller trials with trends and or without dose ranging? If you've done, I'm not quite sure how you can. Usually, your early trials, there's going to be you're going to step up your dose in your phase 1s. You'll usually be in patients. One thing I would recommend to small companies is, even though they say, oh, we're just going to do this for safety and that kind of thing, when that data comes out, everybody wants to know, was there any signal? So if you can afford to, try and power it a little bit, not that it's going to give you statistics, but maybe to separate out, because it's just everybody wants to see that. I would say, at least from my perspective, that's fine. You got a very open audience here. We're ready to partner anything for any region, any way. But you got to really have your evaluation expectations on what you're going to get for that to be appropriate with the stage you're at and the potential we can discern and the risks we can eliminate. So do you have any, David, any follow-up comments to that? Or?
No, I think exactly. That would be built in terms of the valuation. Ultimately, those studies are going to have to be done. Somebody's going to have to finance them. And so it's got to get baked into the deal.
Okay. So no other questions? All right, now that we're done.